Hi everyone, I'm Matt Parsons at Beating BPI and at Mindful Mission. I want to talk to you today a little bit about self-love and self-appreciation and the pressures that I think social media, TV and film are putting on us, and how we can sort of get around this and start to live a life that's sort of more free because you have accepted yourself for who you are. Social media is a weird sort of thing because we're living in a time where communication is so easy. People take selfies and we only see a filtered version of the reality, and we can't put a filter on life, and what we see is an edited version of the thing that's really happening. We only see what people want us to see. My worry is that if people are on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and they're sharing their life with strangers, are these people actually sharing what's important with the people close to them? And if I tweet something, or if I put something on Instagram, you know, I can edit it, I can change the lighting, and I can show you a version of me that's probably not actually what it's going to be like in real life. So we give ourselves, we sort of put this expectation on ourselves as well. The problem with this is that when we go into the real world, we're not going to look how we did on that Instagram post that we did yesterday, because we haven't got the lighting, we haven't got all the filters. And so I think what happens is that we start to feel a little bit self-conscious. This is not everybody, I understand that, but we need to tackle this issue that social media is creating with mental health issues, and the fact that we're addicted to our phones and we're addicted to sharing all of our stories. We even take photographs of our food and post it on Instagram before we've even tasted it. What are we doing this for? Why are we not in the moment? Why are we not savouring that moment and experiencing it? Why do we have to share all of those things with a photograph to everyone else in the world? I haven't got an issue with social media as such, but I feel as though people are using it in the wrong way. There are some amazing places to be online, where like support groups and people that are really inspiring, and that's a really good thing. But there are certain posts that I've seen where I feel as though people are trying to get acceptance from other people. It's actually quite a dangerous thing to do, because actually sometimes when people are liking your comment, they're automated comments anyway. People are paying for followers and to have comments and likes and things like that. So it's false. It really is. So what we need to do is we need to get to a point of self-acceptance and self-love. And I worry the fact that actually a lot of people are doing this and putting Instagram posts on and Facebook posts because they don't love themselves enough. They need to get that feedback from other people and compliments to make them feel better. Now, if you have self-acceptance and self-love, you won't need compliments. You won't need acceptance from other people because you have accepted yourself for who you are. I really believe that we would live in a more peaceful world if people had self-love and self-appreciation, because there wouldn't be that need for acceptance and for power and for ego. When I talk about self-love, it's not ego. It's a deep love for yourself and that deep acceptance for who you are. You are uniquely beautiful. You are you. If you go and sit and people watch for an hour, everybody comes in different shapes and sizes, and that's such a beautiful thing because everybody is unique. When we talk about beauty, we talk about all of that other stuff to the human being that is so amazing. The personality, the jobs, the hobbies, sense of humour. Unfortunately, what happens is we have got to a point where I think advertising and media have kind of subconsciously told us what beauty is. When we walk into a store, mannequins are so skinny. The male mannequins, you know, they're really muscular. Chiseled jaws. Is that what men are supposed to look like? Is that what women are supposed to look like? Advertising as well, where it's always a male and female going shopping together. Why can't it be a male and male? Why can't it be a female and female? Advertising needs to be realistic, because what happens is that you walk into a store or you look online and everyone's really tiny. 95% of the people out there won't look like that. And what happens is that this puts pressure on you subconsciously, whether you know it or not. You will see that item of clothing, you might walk past it and think, oh, I'm not going to look good in that, so I won't even bother trying it on. I've been there. I was born with a disability. I've got Erb's palsy in my left arm. My left arm was paralysed. And so there's certain things that I won't wear and I won't try because of how I might be perceived by other people. I've still got stuff to work on. Okay, we're always working on our own issues. Okay, learning to love yourself is a really, really difficult thing to do, and accepting yourself for all of your flaws is a really tricky thing to do. You know what? I love your flaws. That's what makes you so uniquely beautiful, because you are different to everybody else. Beauty shouldn't initially be perceived by what the outside is. Unfortunately, that's what happens. You see someone out, you might look at them and think, oh, I'm not going to talk to them. And this is the problem as well that I found. I did online dating for a while before I met my wife, and I found it horrible. Because you're just swiping across, going, nope, 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 nope. Based on what? Based on a photograph, based on what we sort of think is beautiful. It's disgusting, and I hate it, and I hate the fact that this is where we are as a society. We're not willing to give people a chance because they don't look beautiful. It took me a long time to find my wife, and I was sort of trapped in this idea of what love is and what beauty is. And, you know, through film and TV, we kind of get this idea of you fall in love, someone walks into the room and bang, instantly you know that you love this person because they're so beautiful. It's nonsense. It really is nonsense. Like my wife, we became best friends because we worked together. I didn't realise that I was going to marry her, and I didn't realise that she was my soulmate until I got to know her. I think she's the most beautiful person in the world, from every sense of the word beautiful. Physically, emotionally, her humour, her personality. We don't often give people time because we're so fixed on what beauty and love is, and this idea that we're going to just meet someone and instantly fall in love with them. There's so much beauty in sitting down, having a conversation with somebody, getting to know somebody. Their sense of humour, their hobbies, and their passion for their hobbies and their jobs makes people so attractive. You are so uniquely beautiful, and you need to make sure that no one else is affecting your self-love and your appreciation. Because when you get to that point, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If you are in love with yourself, not from an ego point of view, I'm not talking about looking in the mirror thinking you're amazing. It's deeper than that. It's a deep love for yourself and accepting you for who you are, no matter what flaws that you have. What happens is when we get to that point of acceptance, you become more attractive anyway because you're shining. You don't care what people think. You're smiling. And actually, smiling at people and having that natural sort of glow, you instantly become more attractive anyway. You will live a far happier life if you can get to a point where you don't care what people think. I'm not saying that you should not care about what you wear and look after yourself, because actually self-love and self-appreciation comes down to self-respect as well. So eating well, looking after your body is a way to help with self-love and self-appreciation. It's all linked together. If you look after your mind, you can look after your body and your spirit. And this is why I think if we all work on ourselves, we can actually get to a point where I think there's going to be a lot more world peace. Because we're often fighting for power. We're fighting that ego, that need for money and power. And actually, if you love yourself and you're respectful for yourself, you'll be respectful for others. And we won't need to have that battle all of the time. Because it doesn't matter what people think. Love is such a powerful thing in every sense of the word. Again, love isn't just looking at somebody and thinking, wow, you're beautiful, I love you. It's deeper than that. Love is all around us. It's everything. It's in nature, it's in the birds, it's in the trees, all of the animals, the air, the universe. It's everything that surrounds you, but we don't take notice of this. It's inside of you. You need to make sure that you love yourself. It's a difficult thing to master. We're always working on it. But how do you start? I use mindfulness, so maybe that's something that you can try. There's loads of different techniques out there, but it's a journey of self-discovery, and you have to try and find your own way to get to that point of self-acceptance. I know that some of the stuff that I might have said, it might be a little bit controversial. I'm just expressing my opinion. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to maybe open this up as a discussion, because I'd love to hear what other people have to think. I don't want to cause an argument at all, and I certainly don't want to cause any hatred on comments and stuff like that, because people can get so defensive. What I want to do is get people to reflect on who they are and why we do the things that we do, because once we start to question, then we can start to realise, and we can start to let go of any anxieties that we might have about ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Matt Parsons, so comment below, subscribe, and I can't wait to hear from you.